There she goes again. With your...
That's 90s shit, isn't it? That's who is it actually?
No idea. It's in Dumb and Dumber, I think.
Yeah.
But then Dumb and Dumber's also got breasts with lorry headlights.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah.
that's a very... I think that was like peak, like confusing teenager. Like, this is good, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting hard-ons to Eddie Stobar.
Is this what I got to expect?
Yeah.
Eddie Stobar. Oh, the lorry.
Is that a northern thing?
I don't know lorries.
Oh,
but
it's
I
a
vaguely
big
got
logistics company, but he's based up the road. But you see him all over the motorways.
there. Right. Just advertising on the
So
side.
I just know Eddie Stobar. I don't know him personally.
You just
but
got really weird,
I just know
confusing
the brand.
teenage Eddie Stobar bonus.
Yeah.
What
Stow
it goes.
bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, intro. Yeah, so this is, we don't know what this is. This could be episode 206 or 207.
Yeah.
So I want to clean out the closet of all the extra clips and need to do some other more promotional and highlighty stuff. So this is either 206 or 207. You probably know which one it is.
You keep talking. I'm going to tilt my camera down a bit. I'm unusually small.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck the bees. Let's keep going. We've got an... YouTube, we've got YouTube. Sorry, that was Steve jumping over the camera. Yeah, we're on YouTube if you want to see our faces and you want to give us a like and a subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. Genuinely as well. We're actually going to try and do some more promotion-y stuff to try and focus on subscribers for a bit. See what that's like. Try and take it seriously. Yeah. Don't push that too much.
No.
I'll snap.
It's a bad idea.
I'm drained. But yeah, if you're on YouTube and you want to see what we look like, see all the graphic-y stuff that we haven't done in a while, but we've got all the highlights and stuff up there, then feel free to check us out on YouTube.
Yep.
We've got an Amazon banner on our website, which is www.pullingteethpodcast.com. If you're going to go to Amazon, you want to support the podcast, just go to our website and then click on the banner first. That'll take you to Amazon. Whatever you buy, we might get a kickback.
Probably not the time to bring this up, but I think that only works if you go on a computer.
If you do it on a dog, it's not going to work. Oh, what, like on a mobile phone or
Yeah, I
something?
was trying to do it on the phone earlier on.
It should still work.
I couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it?
No.
Oh, that's a whole other thing. I'll look into that, or web developer-y shit.
Yeah. That's
Should
right. Cut
still
that
be
out. We're professionals and everything. It definitely works.
I want more editing, I do. But yeah, if you want to check that out, and you're on a computer at the very least, then you can support us if you want through that. Yeah, and again, as I'm always saying, probably going to do some more stuff with the website, but I don't know. It's just time and energy and life. But yeah, intro over. How are you?
All right.
Good.
All right.
You're
All right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
Bang good.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. Apart from there's a weird tension, energy kind of.
It's all me.
Radiating.
Yeah, I'm just. It's very good. Technically, I'm good. Technically, but just I think it's just I don't know what it is. Just weird.
Yeah.
Going on.
Because you were like life by the balls a few weeks
That's
ago.
what always happens. Every week that on the podcast, I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good.
You what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah,
What
just
guy?
next week.
Just this guy.
Yeah. But hence what I need a bit of a break as well from stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna in that break do more stuff.
To be
So we'll see how it
fair,
goes.
we have never taken a break.
This is true. This
Like
is true.
we've had weeks off, but they've been disguised.
Yeah,
They've been
they've been like
camouflaged.
compilations and obvious
Yeah.
compilations. But
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't been like, oh, we're not going to be here.
Yeah.
But yeah, either next week or the week after, we'll do a compilation episode just so I can get my head on some other stuff. And I just don't want to get rid. I don't like having material backed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's articles, I'd rather just have an extra recording where we go through all the articles that I haven't got around to talking about yet.
Yeah.
And do that. So yeah, just get it all fresh and then start on some news things. Start trying to promote posting on social media. Something like that. But yeah. So yeah, I'm going to try and do that. But it's weird. It's been a weird week. It's been a weird week. Yeah, it's, I think as well just dating's still crazy.
Just a minefield.
I mean, like, it is. And it's everyone's at different paths. You know, they used to say it like, oh, those ships passing in the night. They didn't say that those ships were on fire. You know, it's like when you bump into different people at different points in their lives, even if you're compatible, there's still going to be moments where it's like you're not compatible at this point in your life and this point in your life.
Yeah.
So it's all going to kind
Yeah.
of go. So it's all just a weird It's a weird process anyway.
Yeah, well, like me and Vix went to high school together, but we weren't the same people we are now.
Yeah.
We didn't know each other then. Like,
This is true.
We entertained each other's bubbles. Like, we knew everyone that each other knew, but like again, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah. I think I was like, I think I know another example of that. And I think it's the exact same example. It's like,
I've heard this story before.
Yeah. But yeah, not that dating's been bad. It's just like, it's just another like, well, this is more of the same. It's kind of a bit weird.
I have to say that because they might be watching.
They probably are. No, it's not anything like that. It's just a weird implosion. But there's something. This isn't to put it into the framework of the podcast. If I was speaking about, I'm not speaking about one particular individual because I've been courting a little bit more in the past couple of weeks. But like, there's just a few things on dating profiles I'm just not. How much do you love sarcasm? You love it.
I mean, an appropriate amount. It's definitely one of. I don't know if I'd call it a crutch. It's definitely something I lean on quite a lot.
But really,
but it's not a passion.
Yeah,
it's not like something I'm like. I like. Oh yeah, so it's Friday night. I'm gonna have some curry and be sarcastic.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
Well, I guess it depends what you think sarcasm is. Sarcasm.
The sarcasm.
Yeah.
Breach the sarcasm.
Like, oh no, that sounds great. Like maybe that's sarcasm. But like, for example, certain people's dating profiles says I'm fluent in sarcasm. You'd be like, I don't know how much sarcasm is in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you are. I'd say there's, but it's like
it's not just sarcasm.
It's deeper
self-deprecation.
Than that, yeah,
that's like what it is.
There's a certain depth to good sarcasm. I think
I'm just not aware of it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's just I've never. I think
Plus,
when you think of sarcasm, you think of Chandler Bing, don't you? That kind of thing.
That's the thing. Like on the surface, sarcasm is pretty boring.
Yeah. Is that sarcasm? Probably sarcasm, isn't it?
No.
Oh, you sound brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of sarcasm.
Right.
It's that more childish aspect to it. But I guess there is like, oh no, I'm great, Steve.
Yeah.
That's probably sarcasm.
Yeah, but then but then it's like, why?
What's happened now? What else is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's a lot more sarcasm in the one. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I just can't see. And then there's been a few people who I've never properly experienced it, but I think I've experienced it a little bit recently. And it's like, you know what your problem is? I've gotten that remark a few times, and I've been like,
they've told you that.
Oh yeah, and I'm
gone because I've been trying to work it out for years. That's sarcasm.
It's not completely self-evident.
Yeah,
what your problem is. No, it's as well. I think it's because I'm quite aware of my issues, and I'll voice them to people. Like I've said before, I've got somewhat of an issue with. I've got an issue with trust or how people view trust and respect. I see it very much as something that has to be earned. And there's a lot of people who say, no, you should just love and respect everybody. And you'd be like, well, I did believe that once. And then I tried it and I thought, no. Like, I'm all for loving people, but you just go like, no, you can't just love random people in the street. No. You'll destroy yourself.
You can be compassionate about for the general populace. Yeah. You're like, I don't wish harm really on anybody.
But but I think there's a language that I think people, it's almost like a politically correct language about stuff. So the problem is it's all just Bill Burr quotes that we just react. It's like, oh, you know what your problem is? And the other one is I got told that I should have said, and I'm taking this out of context and I'm not taking it out of context, but I'm trying to, it's not word for word, but it's basically what was said. It was, if I say I'm having a bad day, you should say, I'm sorry you feel that way. And they'd be like, if I say that to you, I don't give a shit about you. I'm not going to say that. It's just not my language. That's not how I communicate. Yeah. I'll help. I'll try and help. I won't be like, oh, it sounds terrible.
It's like in Scrubs. Like JD knows when he's pissed, really, really pissed Dr. Cox off because he just starts being nice to him.
Yeah. Yeah, just cuts off the real side of him to deal with stuff. So like, I just had, I think it was trying to, confusing times, is this what it is? That, and I think just got work doing a lot of different things at once. I'm a bit burnt out. So I'm going to take a chill. Yeah. Try and figure out some new stuff. Just try and, the big one is still exercise. And there's other bits and bobs. Every time that I kind of detox and I kind of feel like I'm in a good place, I always think it'd be really good to do one of those vlog kind of things. Yeah. Because I've done these things a lot. Not that I'm really well educated on them, but I think I could maybe have fun with it. Oh, yeah. And just be like, it's just a minute video every day. Just be like, this is day 1. This is day 2. And it's just steadily. My door fell off today.
On its own?
Yeah. My bedroom door. You see, you think you've got problems. No, part of me is because the owner of the house before me was like he was apparently an electrician, and he was a DIY guy. Yeah. But he was an electrician in the sense that if you turn a light on in the shed, the power goes out.
Yeah, and the fountain starts spewing black splurge.
Yeah,
all over the lawn.
Yeah, so he's not like. There's been a lot of problems in the house, and
We've still got switches, and we don't know what they do in this house.
This ends the world.
I don't know what it is, and at some point they bricked in a room. No idea what's in it
or who's in it.
Yeah,
previous tenants.
Yeah,
we just like watching things.
No idea. Whatever's under the stairs is staying there.
He still hasn't watched Fargo. I want to see what happens next. So you saw when you went out to, I don't know, unplug your jacuzzi or whatever it was.
What?
Previous tenants getting back in the wall space.
Yeah. Oh shit, he's seen us.
Only popped out for a piss. Yeah. Doors. And there was a load of problem with doors. So I think when he sold the house, he just kind of filled the house with doors.
Yeah.
And they were just shitly done. Like the front door fell off a while ago.
Yeah.
The lock fell in the door.
Your conservatory fell off as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Conservatory fell off. And now my bedroom door. And it's not that big of a problem because like the conservatory door's still kind of fallen off, but it's the bottom hinge.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a problem. It's hanging from the top hinge. The bedroom, the bottom hinge is still on. So when you open it, and you forget that doors don't work sometimes. You just go in your bed and you like waking up in the morning like, dogs go mental. Trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, but it could have just been ripped off by my own desperation, I guess, to go to sleep. Let me slumber. Just violently went to sleep.
I've taken on most tasks in the house if we've had stuff to do or something like that. Most of the majority of the stuff we've done has been outside. If you fuck up something outside, it really doesn't matter. Like if you're just doing something to your shed or building a planter or something, it doesn't matter if it goes wrong. Yep. Like, does the soil stay in it? Yeah. Well, I don't fucking care then. It's fine.
Yeah.
But like. And I'll go as far as like putting up shelves and like that kind of thing, and that's all worked pretty well. The one thing I've avoided is hanging doors because it's a bastard. It's a bastard. I'm just like, we know people who can hang doors. It takes them 10 minutes. I would rather pay them to do a 10-minute job than me to fuck about to fuck about for half a day and still get it wrong because I'm never going to do this professionally.
Right. Fair enough. That's fair enough. I feel the same about quite a few things, to be fair. If it's just cheaper and easy, well, not even cheaper. If it's just easier,
if I'm enthused about kind of like doing something, I mean, like, yeah, it would be nice to kind of feel like a bloke today and actually be good at something. But like, then I might take value it on. Today. But then I might take it on. But like, when we first moved in, I fitted a door handle to like one of the back doors, and I put that on the wrong way round.
This goes in when it's meant to go out. What does this mean?
The door wouldn't close. It was one of those like sticky out ones, and you close it and it just slams against the wall.
It's great.
Like, and it took me half an hour. So then it took me another half an hour to fix it.
That's fair enough. Different. What was it? Horses for courses. Doorknobs and broomsticks.
Doorknobs and bed knobs and what's his
along the bottom of the beautiful briny sea.
Yeah. Dick
Van Dyke.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Not Cheney.
Dick Cheney. Yeah. So doors broken.
Door fell off.
Try and figure out how to probably get around to fixing that at some point. But then try and probably fix a lot of other stuff. Yeah, so just weird week. But yeah, exercise is big on the menu, and then maybe
you did start again, didn't you?
I went swimming.
I know, so we can't because
you'll play the jingle.
It's just, I'm like, I couldn't listen to last week's episode because the conversation itself was so painful that I was like, well, I'm not going to relive it.
See, I thought not to get into it again, but like I found it more entertaining going through it.
Did you?
Yeah. But it's one I kind of like confrontation. Well, not that it was confrontational.
Yeah,
but
it's about as confrontational as we get.
It was still funny. It was funny to edit because it was just the camera switches were more pronounced. This is an argument about nothing.
Yeah.
We won't go that much into it. But yeah, if you ate 0 calories, you'd lose weight.
Correct.
I'll concede that.
Yeah.
I'll just say that
that is a fact.
That's just it's just I wouldn't recommend that if you wanted to lose weight.
Nor would I. Carry on. Carry on.
What's your favourite herb? Do you sprinkle herbs on your food? Coriander.
I like coriander actually. Got big on it. Coriander, tomato,
figured out what
lime
pepper,
juice and chili is a good mix.
Lime juice,
chili, coriander, and like tomatoes. Yeah, it's banging.
Did you figure out what paprika tastes like?
No.
Still a mystery. Got to leave the world some mystery.
Basil. Quite like basil.
Yeah,
Big
it's
on
a bit
basil.
peppery for me.
Peppery.
Yeah,
Basil.
I think so.
What I can't work out is parsley. It's quite earthy, I think. I put it in loads of stuff. Don't know what it does.
Deal with it. Dill.
Yeah.
Can't respect dill.
Yeah.
Oh, I need some dill.
Yeah.
But still put
Fennel.
it in everything. Fenugreek. Underrated.
Fenugreek.
Fenugreek.
No, see, we started growing stuff that we don't use. Lemon balm. Don't know what that is.
Lemon balm.
Lemon balm.
Like a shower shampoo.
Yeah.
My life's coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I went to, I don't know if I mentioned it last week. No, I don't think I did. Well, there's a few things actually. Yeah, there's a few things. Comedy's kind of coming back into the fray.
Is it?
Well, yeah, it's kind of to and fro as it kind of is.
Because
But
now
I've been to a few gigs now.
It's only 6 again.
Yeah.
But you can go out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's with that, I think they're just not being open and honest about everything. They're like, look, you have demanded that you need to go outside and mix with people.
Yeah.
So do that, but for God's sake, also please sometimes don't do it. That's all it is. It's this, well, you can't have one or the other. No, you shouldn't. You should just stay indoors. But you can't. So go out, but just please don't mix in like a group of 50 at a rave or something.
We did for a while.
Yeah, do it for longer.
For a while.
And I'm not arguing that it would be the healthiest thing to do it for longer, because it is an inhuman thing to isolate yourself from the world.
Yeah.
Unless you're
Not
eating
good.
blueberries, then it's like
that works.
Yeah, safe room for blueberries, but
Yep.
not for the rest of the world.
No.
But yeah, human beings need to socialize.
Plus,
and go out.
we had this conversation a lot, but like I was never really isolated because I was still out at work every day.
But still little things like slap ass, whatever the English version is. Don't spank people as they walk past. Don't fist bump.
Is that a thing?
It's in America, isn't it? You slap ass.
Grab ass.
There's grab ass, which is like more sexual. Slap ass is like more football.
Okay,
Sportsman
fair enough. I
kind of
understand. It's not a British thing.
No, not really. No. Not like handshakes.
I've been
hugs.
doing I'm getting sick of this one. Right, I've been having like meetings and stuff with everybody, and they all come in for an elbow bump.
That's what you're meant to do. Just fuck off instead, please.
Right? Yeah. Like, this means something, and it will continue to mean something after all this is over. But until then, we don't need to devise a new way to touch each other.
Yeah, you're meant to touch each other less. If you touch each other with your elbow, it's not that different.
This is more hygienic. Yeah, well, it's fucking stupid.
Use your feet.
Yeah, yeah.
Same
Let's
stupidity.
Just bump heads.
Just spit at each other. Why not? Screw it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, but yeah, comedy's kind of coming back. So like, I say that as in there's outdoor gigs that are becoming a bit more regular. I went to a festival, like a pre-Edinburgh Fringe, small amateur back garden of a pub festival for stand-up a couple of weeks ago. And that was weird, but it was nice to be doing something a little bit normal again. Wasn't overly put out by it being outside.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's the weather, but it's not like, oh, the atmosphere is completely gone. It's like, no, it's still performance going on.
Well, we went to that one the other week.
Yeah, and then we went to see a proper stand-up show at an outdoor event last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And that was good.
It was weird. I would have liked to have known it was going to be outdoors.
Yeah, they didn't like.
But they didn't say anything.
Well, I gave you my coat.
Yeah, you did, and it was
Gentleman,
it was much
romantic,
appreciated.
more
yeah, because
romantic
my
than
coat
Steve.
had no sleeves. Because that's just
Is
me.
that a coat?
That's just me.
Is that a coat?
No, it's a gilet.
A
Or
gilet.
body warmer.
It's a razor,
or
isn't it?
Gillette.
Oh, I do apologise.
2 T's.
A fillet? No. Yeah, gilet, I guess.
Yeah.
Gilly? No, something else.
Yeah.
Leaves. But yeah, it's been nice to see some stuff coming back to normal. So it's we'll see how much longer it goes on for, because it could just be everything's going to close down again. Ugh. But it's it's quite nice. It's quite. I can't remember where I was going with stand-ups coming back. But yeah, it could be. There's part of me that's wanting to get into and do things. So I think it's not. Before it was like, oh, a pandemic's going on, can't do stand-up during pandemic. But now I'm, especially because I've kind of figured out what it is. My core belief about comedy is, which is like comedy is inclusive rather than exclusive. So every time you're laughing together. Okay. And if you're not, you know what I mean? Like I said before about some people think if you point and laugh at somebody's looks, you're being exclusive. You're being like, get out of our group. You're a freak.
Yeah.
You know, to try and some people do that as kids.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
But I see it more as like, well, if you're laughing about somebody's looks, you're really laughing about everybody's looks and all of the darkness and ugliness that's behind those looks.
Yeah.
So when you're laughing about, whatever you're making a joke about, it's really just to get you to stop taking everything so seriously and kind of get into it. But so that means you have to go about it in a different way. You can't go like, "Oi, big nose." You'd be like, "Isn't it weird how you have big noses?" Or whatever it is.
I guess.
So there's everything can be talked about,
but at the
it's
same
just not
time,
ridiculed in a pointed fashion, I guess.
yeah. But where do you sit on the whole punching down thing?
I think we're all the same. You know what I mean? Like, what would we be punching down on? I guess poverty. I guess we'd say we don't live in poverty. If we made fun of poverty, yeah. Again, if you're doing it to exclude, if you're doing it to be like those poverty bastards, get out of my town.
Yeah. That's the thing. But that's not funny.
Not funny to us.
Not
funny to us.
Anything is funny within a certain context.
Yeah,
so
and
the
to
whole
different
punching
people.
down, punching up thing really doesn't exist.
Well, I think it can exist if you're trying to get
if
them.
what you're saying is actually funny.
Well, it's because I saw an act recently who's they did a song about Philip Schofield.
Yeah.
I quite like the musicians, to be fair. I had a chat with them, they were all right. But yeah, one of their songs was Philip Schofield likes his whole field.
Okay.
And that was just the song. And it was just a song about Philip Schofield came out as gay.
Okay.
And you go, okay, it rhymes, I guess. There's like a couple of lines in there, but it's not my sense of humor, really.
No.
It's like...
That's like
there's not something particularly funny about
song.
homosexuality. You know what I mean? It's not funny. It's not surreal enough.
Yeah.
Because of our generation, I think, it's kind of grown up as it being somewhat normalized.
It's not necessarily funny that someone came out as gay.
Exactly.
Like,
but to some people,
if that's
like,
the only thing that you're picking humor on, then the subject isn't funny.
But then you'd have kids at school, and I think kids at school sometimes maintain the same personality as they get older. It'd be like, gay.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? So it's different. It's different people. But for me, it's like, even stuff that we won't find funny, other people will find funny.
Yeah.
So you could say that, given someone else's context, it's fine to say whatever you like. But no, it just feels like if you're laughing about it to make it relatable, to make it inclusive, to be like, say you were making fun of somebody because of the way they viewed themselves, if they felt insecure and you made fun of their insecurities, if you're making fun of it in order to connect with that person, in order to share, in order to be like, we're all insecure on some level or whatever, that's the feeling, to make it more inclusive. Or you're making it be like, oh, stop it.
Yeah.
This is a different energy. And it's just... Now that I've kind of figured out that thing, because there was moments where I thought I wouldn't laugh. Like when I watched that guy get creamed by a car. Like, I was like, I'm surprised that I'm finding humor in this.
Yeah.
But I'm finding humor in the insanity of everything that's going on. It's not that I'm laughing that somebody got a windscreen in his face.
It's typically where that stuff comes from. It's like Joan Rivers on 9/11, isn't it? It's like that. Yeah.
People put themselves in smaller and smaller boxes as they get older. I don't like eggs. You can't freeze eggs.
Have you tried?
Thoughts. I haven't.
I'm meant to try.
But a listener got in touch.
Okay.
And said, you can freeze egg whites and egg yolk and scrambled, but you're not meant to freeze them together.
Just put an egg.
No.
In the
and I did want to say there was
the world
something.
will end.
I guess it just won't work. I guess it'll go bad, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be funny to have an ice cube of egg white.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put that in your milk.
Put that, yeah. Put it in your tea.
Protein shake. Frying a cube of egg. But yeah, if you're trying to, if you're making fun of it in order to let people take things less seriously, then that's what comedy is for me. Is when there's so many things that you think the world's a certain way, and you just got to remember, blah blah blah. It's just a ride. Whatever comedy quote you want to put in it, like Bill Burr's. There's plenty of reasons to hit a woman. You just don't. That's just challenging the incredibly stigmatized you should never hit a woman, and that's a mantra that goes on, and you go, it doesn't make logical sense. Of course there are ridiculous reasons to hit a woman. Of course, if she's stabbing your baby, you should push the woman. Simple, but there's a belief, and then there's a weird confusion and a weird guilt about because everyone's going to think of subconsciously they'll be like, no, but I have to. What if I have to? Then the world's going to judge me, or whatever it is. It's just talking about something that's meant to be that people think is taboo, and really there's just no taboos because everybody is fucked up.
Yeah, and it's like along the lines of like. Is it like Frankie Boyle and Daniel Tosh and Anthony Jeselnik and like those just guys that just made a career on the absurdity of the amount of horrific shit that they could say. Yeah, and like it's like creatively horrific. Yeah, like and that's where the humor comes from. It's like just kind of like seeing how far they can draw the line, but at all times. They managed to maintain a relationship with the audience that was like, you know why you're here. Yeah, you're like, here to be made uncomfortable. Yeah. Maybe not in the most average sense of like, this makes me feel bad. It's like, no, but you're meant to be like, oh wow, you can actually talk about these taboo things. Yeah, but like in those instances where, like, I don't know, Frankie Boyle's saying something like horrific, just dead on the point, on the nose about someone who's disabled, like at no point is he. Can anyone really say he's punching down? Because it's like you shouldn't be taking this seriously. Like this is in the context of a comedy club. Yeah. Like this isn't Hitler, like espousing Jews in the streets. Like, it's again that I can't remember the term, but there's some political movement that's was it like the anti-fascists are acting like fascists, and the Black Lives Matter is somewhat segregated, got somewhat segregation-based ideas in its manifesto. It's that kind of thing going on, because if you're saying that somebody else is punching down, that means that you view yourself as above somebody else, right? You just go like, no, like, and it's not because... It's always done by white knighting kind of people. It's never... The victims, quote unquote, are never the ones that are complaining. Yeah, and it's always said as like, well, it's because they don't have a voice. It's like, no, because they understand what's going on. Yeah, and you just go like, well, there's variations in people. Not everybody with X disease is going to react in X fashion. Yeah, lots of people like to make fun of themselves and like to be treated as normal people. And it's just so long as it's meant to be inclusive. I mean, think of an example like the one that Frankie Boyle got in trouble for, but I can't remember the name of the swimmer. She was a British Olympic swimmer. And he said, I think it was a tweet or a note in an article, or maybe a bit in his stand-up, and it was, she looks like blood, something when you look in the back of a spoon. So like the structure of her face was similar to the curvature of a spoon. Right. And people saying, oh, you're making fun of her looks. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, do you care about looks? Is looks very important to you? No, not to me, but to other people. Well, fuck those other people, because who cares about looks? It doesn't mean anything. And if it's just a way of roasting somebody, the only thing you could say in there is maybe they didn't like apply to be insulted. Yeah, they just read an insult on the internet. It's like, but at that point, you go have a sense of you need to recognize that the world is going to say things, and that you shouldn't take it so seriously. Yeah. Well, with something like that, is like either you don't understand what he's talking about, or you understand that there's truth in it, and you just think that people shouldn't say it. Yeah. Like, in which case you understand what he's on about.
And again, because it's a comedy show, you go like, well, if the person was insulted, and they'd be like, I did find it insulting.
Yeah.
And then the comedian, I didn't mean to insult you. It was just a joke.
Yeah.
Then you go, okay, well then the person's apologized for the unintentional insulting of somebody.
Yeah.
Because you can make fun of my looks as much as you like. I'm never going to be offended by it. I'm never going to take it personally. It's like, oh, that's I like words. If you use a creative use of words to insult me, I'll be like, I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
It's actually quite fun. But yeah, so I think now that I know that it's the core center of the point of any joke I'm making is, we're all ridiculous. You can't you have to be able to make fun of everything because everything doesn't make sense. And admittedly, I'm at a point in my life where there's things that I don't have to. There's not many repercussions. It probably changes if you have children and someone insults your children.
Yeah.
It becomes different. Maybe my opinion will change then. But right now, it's like, no, I know what I believe and I know that my intentions are good. So I can joke about anything, and then it becomes trying to figure out how to make a joke about anything that works within those parameters. So with outdoor comedy kind of picking up again. I mean, I saw a gig on and advertised for December at the same venue that we went to. That might be worth going to, but it might be indoors by that point. They're going to see, obviously, because December outdoor comedy might suck.
Yeah.
But with more good comedians, you go, no, yeah, it feels like a good time to trying to get back into things.
Yeah.
So that feels quite good. So yeah, just going to try and get headfirst into it. I don't know what other phrases you could throw. You get back in the game.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's just a whole thing of getting up and just doing things.
Yeah.
At the moment, there's still many distractions about, I can just do it later.
Yeah.
Just getting rid of them, which I can do.
It's getting to a point where you just like, actually, I'm not going to talk about it because I feel like I was going into a bit like you know what your problem is.
Well, I mean, just take something like dating would be considered somewhat a distraction.
Yeah.
Because I've dated, I can't remember a number, but since lockdown started to ease, so probably about 3 months, 4 months, something like that. I can't remember. Whenever it started to ease up and they were like, oh, you can now go visit people more regularly. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's just not been...
Sort of July,
probably.
I think, maybe.
Yes, what's that, like 3 months? Maybe 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And I've been like chatting with people and stuff. It's like, it's not quite there. And it's just kind of a distraction of, instead of writing something, I'm going to go have a drink with somebody. It's like, well, if you just focused for like, I'm going to try focusing down for like a month and just structure a month out and then be like, right, just wake up, do this, have all these tasks, etc. And be like, well, if I can do it for a month and then just see what it's like being as efficient as I dream I could be.
Yeah.
It's like, just sit down and probably do it every day, see what happens.
Yeah.
It's the key to success, but your brain procrastinates. You go, nah, you can't do that. It's like, no, of course you can. Yeah. Going to war with your own procrastination. Kind of what it is.
Didn't need to.
But yeah, it might be, so I'm going to try and do that, see how interesting that becomes.
Sorry,
Anyway.
it's to cut you off with that.
That's fine. I'll just scowl in the edit. It's like, got some articles, but still not. There's nothing that's been like great. There's nothing that's been taking a bear through a drive-through.
No.
But there is. Speaking of, we went to see a comedy thing recently.
Yeah.
I wanted to double check one of the facts, and it's a weird position because I don't want to give away the joke.
Yeah.
But one of the comedians was talking about how in a bingo hall, if you die, their policy is to not stop the bingo because it will, I'm assuming, cause panic.
Yeah.
And because there's lots of old people and maybe quite a few people have died.
Yeah.
And it's just don't make a scene. Just let them go out. I did try and find an official statement, like their official policy. Couldn't quite find that, but I did find this article from a while ago, which is kind of in the same light. A bingo game carried on for half an hour, even as 2 nurses struggled to save a man from death as he suffered cardiac arrest. And it's just that beautiful, horrific B-17.
Yeah.
Live! Don't go into the light. There's people just markers waiting for. Have you ever been to bingo?
I've played at like community halls and like different kind of like they're doing a bingo night at the church, and the church is going to collapse if nobody comes. So
Right. So please come play
please
bingo.
come play bingo, like those kind of things. But no, I've never been to an actual bingo hall. That always seemed like such a depressing atmosphere.
I've been a few times for a laugh with family. It's been like, oh no, yeah, if you will go out for a night out, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Do some bingo, and it is intense. I mean, I can't. I'm loud, so when I'm around people who might not appreciate loud, I tend to be a bit quieter sometimes if I'm feeling in a good mood. And I got bingo once, so I went bingo, and nobody reacted. And so I yelled bingo again. I yelled it a bit louder and tried to get attention of somebody.
Yeah.
But they'd already started reading out the next number.
Oh,
And that means doesn't count.
what?
Yeah, because if you
Bollocks.
and I wouldn't mind, but I yelled it out first politely with my hand up, and just nobody said anything. So then I waited an appropriate amount of time for people to stop, but they didn't. And I yelled it out again, but because you'd already started reading the numbers for the next session, that bingo didn't count.
They need fucking ball boys like Wimbledon. You yell like they stand at the side and you yell bingo and they run across.
And then Djokovic smashes them.
Did you see that?
I didn't see it. I just saw an image of like not the attack, but like the attack.
Yeah.
Was it intentional that you just smashed the tennis ball?
No, like, but to be fair, I saw a video also from like a year ago, because apparently he has a habit of this, of like chucking his racket around, like not violently, but just like haphazardly. And someone said, someone was like, "Are you not like worried about this kind of behavior?" And he's like, "You guys are fucking ridiculous." Like, and now he gets to a point now, and he smashed this woman in the throat with a tennis ball. Just immediate disqualification.
But you can only disqualify if it's intentional, right?
Well,
surely
it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. Like he didn't.
Right.
He
was a frustration
mid-serve.
Okay, it wasn't mid-game. He lost a point. It was like, ugh.
He was just batting a ball against the wall behind him, and it hit this woman in the throat. And she was wearing a mask as well. She was like, it's like whenever you're watching tennis or something, and like there's a shout or anything like that, and it's a lone shout in the distance, and it just kind of like echoes around. So he just hit this, and there's just an echo of.
They're just stunned silence. Something's happened.
But it's like, I mean, I guess he wasn't going like full serve. Obviously, like that would have killed her. Like,
it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't like a lovely massage.
No.
But like, he shouldn't have had the frustration.
If you've ever been hit in the throat by something, it does stun you like a little bit. Like it does take you back.
Yeah.
That's a cart her off. She was fine, but it's like
cart her off. Put her on the cart.
Take her off because she was in shock. Yeah. It's like just an immediate DQ. It's such a shame.
Well, tennis is a weird sport.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird rules.
Yeah, it always felt like it's like golf as well, isn't it? It's like
you can't have like Robinsons owns all the drinks.
Do they?
I think it's something like that. Like they sponsor it, but it's like if you can't have Robinsons on, you can't have anything but Robinsons on the court.
Oh, that's weird.
Maybe water.
Oh, but that's not like if I was to go and play tennis at the park, there's not a Robinsons representative that's going to to come down and
there's a Robinsons bear.
Take my bottle of Rubicon.
Yeah. So bingo is taken quite seriously.
Yeah.
It is generally quite. You see people go there like regularly. And obviously there's the old joke that people take it incredibly seriously, but it's somewhat true, so I can understand maybe. The man in his 60s died twice during the game. And
died twice. Came back to carry on and then died again. Takes it very seriously. We got to go to the hospital. I'm halfway through a line.
Yeah, just help. No.
Yeah.
Have you got bingo? No, I need more help. Shut up.
What are the calls in bingo?
What are the calls?
Calls, because it's not just bingo, is it? There's like a line. Is there like full house?
I don't know. The one I went to was lines, but you would shout bingo when you got a line.
Right,
it wasn't like you fill the whole board kind of thing.
Okay,
it was just like get a line and then you're happy.
Yeah.
Then you win some money.
Yeah.
People do win money.
I'm really happy now.
Yeah. You been much of a gambler?
No.
No.
No, I
in
don't,
life.
whatever that bug is, like I don't have it.
I've experienced it in small drips.
And like I get addicted to things for short periods of time. I don't know if that's like a laziness thing or what, but there's nothing that I really kind of have been glued to for like years that I've struggled with. And like gambling's exactly the same. Anytime I've ever been to like a casino or something like that, like I've gone in with 20 quid in about half an hour, that 20 quid's gone and been like, well, that was boring, and then left. And and it might just be an experience thing. It might be like, well, you haven't been to the right casino. It's like, oh, you haven't.
Well, you haven't won a grand.
You haven't lost your house yet. Like,
keep going.
Yeah. But I've never had that. I used to, I guess I used to play the lottery every week. I didn't really feel like gambling.
Yeah.
It was just like passive. It just left my bank account. I'm like, oh, there you go.
Bye.
Yeah. But then that went for like 2 years. And I was like, I think I might have won a tenner. This isn't worth it anymore, and I stopped bothering. Because I like whatever that thing is that's like, but you could win next week. I don't have that.
Right. Like, my grandfather won the lottery twice.
Really?
He never got any money for it. It's the whole family legend. Yeah, he won that. I can't remember what they called when you have groups of people.
Parties.
Friends. No, it's like a group of people gambling on something.
Oh, like a pool.
Yeah, they do a pool, but they're called they're part of a squad or squadron. There's a term for it. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he did it with like say his work, like everyone at work would put into something. I can't remember that was the first one, but he won the lottery one time and he came home and he was like, we won loads of money. And my nan, because they were struggling for money really, and my nan just went, I've never bought the lottery ticket. You've given me the money for it. I've spent it on food. We need food. And he just didn't speak to her for like 6 years. So like, they just didn't. His wife just didn't buy the ticket for him, and so he was pissed. And then the second time, he was part of this team, and then he left because he couldn't afford it anymore. And then the next week, they won. It's just like, Which is, it's maybe you shouldn't laugh about it, but you go like, everyone can relate with some kind of pain with that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Better people for it, I guess.
See, the other part of it was that I never picked numbers. I always went lucky dip, so there was no chance of like my numbers coming up when I'm not playing because I don't have any numbers.
Well, gambling is just weird, I guess. I've had in drips, like if you get on a roll, then you're like, oh my God, this actually, the stakes are different.
Yeah.
But I think I gamble in terms of life. So I'm kind of guy, if I was in shape, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I can do a front flip. And then with no evidence, I'd be like, no, I'm pretty sure if I just tried hard enough, I could flip.
Yeah, I could do that. I can't run.
Got this weird abdominal pain, but fuck it, let's do it. Just flip. That kind of I like that kind of like being presented with something impossible and just believing you can do it, because sometimes that's enough.
Yeah.
With the whole like, if you envision something strong enough, sometimes you can achieve it. Maybe not a front flip.
Yeah.
But like throwing a ball into a bucket from a long distance, if you believe, you might be more likely to get it.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as you believe in it, that kind of
thing. I quite like watching it. Have you watched those videos where it's like people recording themselves being like, I don't know how to do this, so this afternoon I'm going to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And like some of a lot of those are like ollie on a skateboard or do a front flip or something. And like I like watching the first half where they're just like annihilating themselves.
You stupid bitch.
They get to the point where they start building confidence and like, oh, I nearly got it. It's like, bored now.
It's become a success story.
See you succeed. Good on you.
No, but I'm a big fan of that. That whole mini project of just figuring something you want to do and then just doing it. I'm a big fan of that. I just don't do that much in my own life. But it's the same thing about having tasks. And like I said, the example I gave last week was like if you're given it as an objective that you care about the results for. So if a friend requested it, you'd be more motivated to do it because it becomes a task rather than an idea.
Yeah.
When it becomes actualized. So big fan of creating something from nothing or doing something impossible. Like running longer than you feel you should. Stupid things like that. It's like, no, it's totally doable. It's just a mindset kind of thing. Then figuring out how to do it. Yeah, that guy died twice.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Bean. That's what it reminds me of.
Mr. Bean.
If you ever say, if anyone that says bingo, it's always Mr. Bean at the fairground with a fish in his mouth.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Bingo.
It's basically what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Probably. He did collapse under the table and stop breathing on Wednesday, but bosses at Mecca Bingo in Burton-upon-Trent, Staffordshire did not stop callers reading out the numbers.
Of course it was Staffordshire.
200 people. One bingo player told The Sun, a man was seemingly dying and people were playing bingo like nothing was happening. He's seemingly dying.
Yeah, got that one.
But they defended the moving. So I guess they moved him, saying it's normal to keep games going even when players become seriously ill to keep the situation calm. Kind of understand it, but yeah, I kind of assumed they would stop all things. But then someone died in a supermarket and they just put an umbrella on him, right?
Yeah. Well, that was
People
South
react.
America. That's a different place.
That's a different culture to Staffordshire.
You just don't expect it over here. I was thinking about the South American thing. I was like, well, that is the place where they show dead people on the news. Like,
just as like a
and
segment.
Spain and stuff.
Today's dead people.
No, like if there's conflict and like violent crimes and stuff like that, they'll show the bodies on the news. We don't have that over here, so it is such a weird kind of alien thing when you actually see it.
Yeah, guess. I wonder if it's to protect children, but not everyone wants to see death.
I think
Right,
anyone
I
does,
guess.
but I guess it's.
But then it's kind of that
It's
you
also
should
like-
show it. The same like swearing. Some people don't like swearing.
Yeah,
You go like, well, it's just reality.
that's the thing. Like, I think aside from stumbling into some weird holes on the internet, like I would never have actually seen anything like that.
Yeah, to be fair, and it is always got quite intense.
Yeah.
I think there's a video going around recently of a guy shooting himself that was like,
Oh, that was like a TikTok thing.
oh, it was a TikTok. I didn't see it. I just saw
someone
someone
shot
posting
himself
it.
on TikTok, and then it went viral, and they were like, and everyone was like, I don't know how to shut this down. I don't know how to stop this because you can't.
It's on a loop.
Because
Oh, he's fine. Oh, he's not fine. Oh no, I know what happens.
everybody kept sharing it, and when you share it, it's on like your feed or something. So now there's this guy killing himself on thousands of people's feeds.
Oh god, that's so great.
And it's like the people at TikTok was playing whack-a-mole with this dead guy, like trying to take off all these accounts, like, and it's just not working.
People doing karaoke versions of it.
Yeah.
No. But the funniest part for me then is the horror, and then it just starts playing again.
Yeah.
But then you wouldn't look away because you're like, there must be a moment
Yeah.
where you know. It's like,
They make a Bruno Mars version, like the chicken.
yeah. But again, it's good to laugh. It really is. But
Yeah.
yeah. Around weird rabbit holes. I mean, I saw like there was a politician or something went up to a podium and started talking, and then just pulled out a gun and shot himself.
Oh shit! No, I didn't see that.
It feels from memory. It was kind of like 90s feel footage, late 90s footage. So it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen death that much. But you kind of go, I don't know why you wouldn't show it on the news. But then I guess it's just about getting
it's like
information
bodies
across.
and stuff,
Ruined.
innit?
Some people are still squeamish about blood.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like I wonder how far it goes, because I know like if they're showing that shit on the news over there, but like over here, if there's a crime, if there's someone jumped off a bridge or something like that, it's immediately like tented off. Like the police, they'll put like a thing over
Right.
it to make sure nobody sees it and like all of that stuff.
Mm.
I wonder if they bother doing that over there.
Well, if they've got
Just
to
like-
get them ready for the cameras, probably get a makeup crew.
Put some makeup on him. Like,
Yeah, get some blue shine behind.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the frame right.
Like I was watching what the hell is it called? Fear City. Have you watched Fear City? It's a 3-part documentary thing on Netflix about the operation to take down the mob in New York. It's
Okay.
it's really well made, amazing documentary. And there was spoilers, but like it's history, so it's fine. Like there's a mob boss that gets shot in that, and like there is just video footage of like his body just like riddled in bullets, just like lying in this courtyard, and it's like wasn't expecting that. Like that's not the kind of thing that I ever expect to see in a documentary, really.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you'll see it like TV shows and procedurals and stuff like that are more than happy to make up someone to look like they're dead.
Yeah.
But you never, there's always that veil of pretense there. It's like, no, it's not real. It's not real.
So he went and had a sandwich after that shit.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
No sandwich for him.
Yeah, but do another take because he yawned.
Redo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can understand trying to keep people calm by not addressing it. But it does feel like you should kind of, I mean, if there's a fire, you don't keep people calm by continuing to play bingo.
No.
It's just, oh, fuck that guy. You know what I mean? So fair enough.
Yeah.
Stoke-on-Trent Live had some comments this week, which I just found interesting. They asked, will COVID-19 stop you from letting your children trick or treat? Yeah. If I had kids, I wouldn't send them to strangers' houses about now.
Probably not. Not right now.
Can't think of it. Well,
No,
in October, would you?
September.
Yeah. Would you send if you're not supposed to leave your house, but you obviously you can, and it's that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send my children to random people's house to be handed handfuls of sweets.
It's the thing. I guess it's a whole minefield, isn't it? Particularly like around our estate, no one gives a fuck. Like there's
That's more reason not to send your kids to them.
like as in like, but like there's parties in everybody's house every night of the fucking week, and there has been since all the furlough shit started. Because why not waste all your money? But like I think we could make every precaution to be like, well, let's try and do socially distanced trick or treating or whatever the fuck that means, and let's
buy your
put
kids some sweets and go for a
sweets
walk
at the end of the garden, or like,
Yeah,
and then
they
they
make an
can
Easter egg
come
hunt.
and can
Yeah.
grab something from there, and we can like say boo from the window or what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
And like we'll have it like that. But I know that like Vix fucking loves Halloween. I know like she'd go to that effort, but then the same kids would go directly next door who would have done nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what's the fucking point?
Yeah, I wouldn't do any Halloween at the moment.
No.
It seems like a very simple.
You never did Halloween anyway, though, did you?
I
But
could.
this is a hypothetical. It's like, would you?
I could. Yeah.
No,
as in
but
like.
I don't. So.
But I'm like, if it was a thing and it was something to do, the problem is I just be on my own, covered in cobwebs, and that's already kind of my life. You know what I mean? There's nothing new about it. It's just like, oh, now I've got to speak to kids, and me speaking to kids is weird. I don't know if you've ever had that.
No,
I mean, I think I've got quite a healthy relationship with your nephew in terms of I've convinced him he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
That kind of
That's
silliness.
good. And he's 12 now, and he still thinks he's a werewolf.
Yeah. But like when I was a waiter, I worked in like a kids restaurant with like animatronic animals and thunderstorms, and there were some waitresses who would pick up the kids and go, look at the gorilla and look at this. I tried it once and it was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
This feels horrible.
I hate it.
I've just picked up someone's kid.
Yeah.
And I can see the family, and the family aren't like staring at me daggers.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, this is wrong.
And like,
I'm not meant to be doing this.
and the kid gets that energy. Like,
well, the kid had a great time, but it's just like, it was just like, no, I don't know these people.
No, I was
Very,
having this
very
conversation today because there's a guy that I'm working with.
Kid came in trying to buy a nail gun. Talk to me, like, oh, look at it. Pa, pa, pa.
No, there's a guy that I'm working with on a video thing, and it's all done in schools, and the stuff that he does is all with kids, and he's a young guy. He's about the same age as me, and like he's really comfortable talking to kids, and like just like really outgoing, and like can have like full on conversations with them and everything like that. And I was like, I need to kind of. I said to him, it's just like this is like a thing for me, because I need to kind of like
There's some barriers.
Yeah, like because this is going to be like an ongoing project for at least 6 months, a year and a half. Like it's gonna be a big thing. I'm just like I'll talk to kids if I got to direct them in the same way that I can talk to anyone else. Like that makes sense to me, but I have no capacity or no comfort level to make idle conversation with a child. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't. I'm sure I could.
Yeah,
but it's at the minute it is not in my skill set, and I'm not comfortable doing it at all.
See, I can chat with kids. It was just that weird moment as a waiter when it's like, because you're working for tips as well, because you're trying to get on board with the family and help out whatever you can.
Kids haven't got any money.
But it's just No, but they can beg for money from strangers. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as I picked this kid up in a perfectly friendly way to show him the more the robots, whatever.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, this feels so wrong.
Yeah.
And it's not wrong, not so wrong that it's great. But just like, no, this just feels like, this should not be doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do we get on to picking up kids? Halloween. So yeah, it's like giving sweets to kids again. It's like, nice, feels weird. Just, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I don't know. I think it's the same reason why, I'm very aware that I can kind of be seen on a lineup one day. And I'm just like, this is just going in the guilty pile of just like, well, you gave candy to those kids. It's like, it was Halloween. Was it? It was October 30th.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Stephen Crowder's coming around and talk about it. I don't know.
Stephen Crowder.
From a dream last when I was Cannibal Killer.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they found my body, the body that I killed, because the Cannibal Killer buried it really lazily.
Yeah.
Hair was coming out the top.
remember.
I was like, for God's sake,
Didn't even
have
try.
some decorum.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, don't go trick or treating, please. No. Oh, a brief callback. Do you remember that Danish guy who beheaded a news reporter in his submarine?
in his submarine.
Yeah. He's in the news again.
How? Why isn't he in prison?
He's in prison.
Okay. In a submarine.
He's escaped. Fast and Furious fucking Peter Madsen, his name is. He never admitted to it.
Yeah.
He was always like, no, just, I dropped her off at sea. On land. I don't know where she is.
Yeah.
And so he never admitted it, but now he's officially admitted it in a documentary. And it
took a documentary.
Documentary film crew to come in.
Okay.
The 49-year-old found guilty of premeditated murder, aggravated sexual assault, and desecrating a corpse. Had insisted during the trial that the Wool, who's the victim's death on Madsen's homemade submarine, was an accident. Oh, her head fell off.
Yeah.
Because he cut her into pieces. In the secret recordings with Peter Madsen, released on Wednesday morning, the secret recordings with Peter... I assumed that was the recordings recorded in secret with Peter Madsen, but I think that's the name of the documentary by the look of the capitals. The secret recordings with Peter Madsen, which was released on Wednesday. The journalist asked the self-taught engineer whether he killed the victim when she went to interview him on board the vessel. When the victim went on the vessel, not when the interview happened.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah. It's my fault she died, he said. And it's my fault because I committed the crime. It's all my fault. There is only one who is guilty, and that is me. Why is that so funny? It seems like such a badly scripted confession.
Yeah.
He's just, but at the same time, he's probably quite earnest. He'd be like, no, I take responsibility. I cut her head off.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. It was definitely me. There is only one who is guilty, and that is me. Madsen said in the documentary produced by Discovery Networks, Denmark. Madsen, who was rescued just before the vessel sank, initially claimed to have set the journalist down on dry land. Then he said she died when having a heavy hatch cover accidentally fall on her head during the voyage. He later revised his account again, saying Wool, who was researching a profile about him, died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
But he didn't.
No, he's fine. While on board, he admitted dismembering the body. Oh, I cut up the body. It's the only way to get the body out of the submarine. Is apparently one of the reasons. You can get in a submarine. It's like a pool ball in your mouth or a light bulb in your mouth or something. You can get it in, you can't get it out. How did you get out? Well, I climbed out. You didn't cut yourself up? No. Why did you cut up this reporter? Well, he admitted dismembering the body so he can get it out, weighting her body parts and throwing them into the sea. 15 stab wounds were found on the body, along with traces of Madsen's DNA. So I think they're implying that it was sexual in some way. Okay. Uncovered material featuring... They found on his computer women being tortured and killed. So like porn videos and being like, you sure you didn't do it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's only one who's guilty and it's not me. 2 years later. Oh, actually, I'll tell you
there is one that is guilty. Yeah, it is me.
So yeah, he's confessed he's back on the podcast.
All right, just one of these.
Steve's collection of useless meanderings. Scum.
Bit of one of them.
Oh yeah.
While most trees are pretty nonchalant, Some can be right bastards. It's
true.
None more so than the sandbox tree of Costa Rica. Covered in spikes and poisonous leaves, the sandbox tree is also nicknamed the dynamite tree. Due to its pumpkin-like little bastard fruits which explode, injuring surrounding wildlife by spraying seeds like bioshrapnel in all directions at 150 miles an hour.
The sandbox tree.
What a bastard.
So have you ever, kids get poisoned when they eat, if they're in a sandbox? I think that was a whole fear for a period of a decade.
What,
was
like kids eating sand?
Yeah, kids picking up diseases by eating something they found in a sandbox. It was on TV and like ER and stuff like that all the time, whatever. And then you go, oh, yeah, sandbox are dangerous. But if a kid ate, a sandbox tree, he detonates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nature finds a way.
Also,
Life finds a way. Sorry.
Yeah. They'd be dead before they got even. Like, the leaves are poisonous. The sap's poisonous. It's covered in spikes.
Yeah.
And it explodes.
It's got the side effect of exploding.
I don't think this tree wants anything to do with anything else.
In fact, I think this tree is trying to get away from this tree. It's detonating it as far away as possible.
Yeah.
All plants do that, Nick. All plants. Yeah, but this one feels quite explosive about it.
Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
Yeah.
Trees. Yeah, life finds a way. Why not use dynamite?
Yeah.
Yeah. As a form of love.
Just one more. Tigers, though predominantly found knocking about in garden parties in Texas, can also be found in eastern Russia. And much like their president, Russian tigers give no shits about the public's perception of them being vengeful savages. Vladimir Markov, part-time poacher, full-time bellend, shot and wounded a tiger on one of his "Look How Big My Dick Is" expeditions, before taking part of the tiger's kill for himself and continuing on with his day. Why would you?
Continuing on with your day. So that wasn't his plan for the day. He was popping to the shop.
He was out poaching, shot the tiger, didn't take the tiger, took part of the tiger's thing, whatever the tiger killed for lunch, and then just carried on into the woods or whatever. Why? The tiger, a bit peeved about the bullet wounds and all in all royally fucked off about missing dinner, found Markov's cabin, sat in the bushes for somewhere between 12 and 48 hours and tore Markov 5 new arseholes upon his return before eating him.
Took my biltong, bastard. You took my McCoys.
It's just tigers. I didn't think tigers were that,
premeditated.
All right.
They're not so personal. They take things really personal if you shoot them. Steal their food.
Well, apparently they used this as part of a big study on tigers because people were like, no, this is evidence that a tiger has had a thought and meditated on that thought. and there's a certain degree of there's something going on there.
But I think
which you don't think, because I think you'd have this about cats where you just I don't get it. I don't see anything.
Yeah, but I've seen it in dogs, and obviously could just be dogs, parent owners, and whatever. But if I say I've got a slice of ham and I've put it down, so it's happened with ham sandwiches. I'll put a ham sandwich down, and I'll see that my dog's clocked it and doesn't want to show me that she's clocked it. So she'll just be like, and no matter how hours can pass, she still won't look at it. And then if I just leave the room, I'll just hear sandwich. So I don't think she's always waiting on sandwich.
Yeah.
Maybe she is. It's a dog, but it feels like she's no. As soon as I know that it's pretty safe for me to at least grab the opportunity, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah.
Then I think I've definitely seen that a lot of times with me and my dog.
Yeah, I just wouldn't have for tigers. I would have thought pretty opportunistic killers. They're just oh, it's moving, I'll fucking kill it and eat it. Oh, I'm all right now. Oh, I've got shot. That's pretty inconvenient.
Oh, for God's sake.
I've
rang up his mates. Just been fucking shot.
Yeah.
Didn't even kill me. He took my fucking lunch.
Yeah.
No, I will. I will have a word, actually. I will
fucking
have a word.
amped up.
Yes. No, I know. Yeah. You know the guy, weird hat. Describes him vaguely. He's got those weird stripes on his shoulders or whatever. He's got some weird sleeveless jacket and blue hat.
Don't mind people, but if one of those people
came in here, shot me, took my sandwich. No. Don't know where he lives. Yeah, no, I've seen him around.
No, it's all right. I'll find him.
Yeah. No, I've got all day, mate.
But he didn't track
Got all day.
he
I'm on furlough.
Like the bloke carried on, and like the tiger didn't go like
Didn't follow him.
trace the bloke.
Yeah, I know where
he
you
followed
live.
where the bloke came from, and then around anything around the cabin that smelled like the bloke, the tiger systematically destroyed.
I've destroyed all your DVDs.
Just
you know your wife's wedding dress. Yeah, mate, I fucking ate it.
yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Watches him come in and be like, "What's happened to all my stuff?"
yeah,
It was me, mate.
Yeah.
How's it going?
yeah. I'm great.
Rawr.
Yeah,
I've had a lovely day.
yeah. It just might have sat in the bushes for 48 hours. Just
Well, I guess because tigers, I can't remember whether the stripes are meant to. Aren't the stripes meant to disguise you with grass
With,
that's
like,
moving
grass
side to
and
side?
stuff,
So it's
yeah.
not like you moving side to side as much. So I
No,
imagine
no.
maybe they do kind of sit and wait. Maybe.
guess.
I don't know.
I guess.
Have you seen that guy get attacked by a tiger while he's on an elephant? There's like a famous, I think it's like Planet
yeah.
Earth or
Yeah.
documentaries.
I recall
just
something.
walking along and then just like,
Yeah.
"Brr."
Yeah.
That must have just been sat there waiting, listening.
I saw there was one that I saw of a guy being chased by a tiger while he was riding a moped.
just believing.
But like there was
Don't
it was
look at
two
it.
of them. There was not two tigers, two blokes, like one riding behind
Yeah.
another on a moped, and it's like they turned
Happy thoughts.
they turned around and there was a tiger crossing the road and like and then he turned around again and it's like and he was getting closer, but it's like I was like at some point I'm not sure how much loyalty I would have to my mate not to be like, I think this could go 10 mile an hour faster if you weren't there.
Yeah. I've got a wife, you've got a dog. Yeah, there's what's the Joe Rogan bit about like, there was a tiger on an island and people were in a canoe and they were canoeing away. The tiger dived into the water, jumped on the boat, grabbed one of them, brought them back to shore, and then went back for another one.
Oh,
So it's like, oh my God. So there's 4 people in a boat and it's just like every now and then one of you's gone.
yeah.
Because tiger wants more. It's not happy with just one or like dealing with the threat. It's like, no.
Yeah.
All right. No. All right. You're going to have a bad day.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
I'm really going to soak up all the energy from
Yeah.
this.
Well,
So take opportunity by the horns, mate, is what I was told.
They said tigers can jump 25 feet, like from here to over there, 25 feet, which is in itself is nuts. They can jump vertically over a basketball loop, like one.
Switch.
It's just crazy. And like, I think there was a famous quote like about a tiger. It's like, how high can a tiger jump? And the guy just said, as high as it needs to. Like,
Don't test it. He'll take it really personally.
Yeah.
He'll smash up your DVDs.
yeah, like
He'll rip up your Linford Christie poster.
Yeah,
Oh, no, wasn't. Who's a famous high jumper? Rabbits.
this is
Tear up all your Watership Down DVDs.